This is FilmBookCast.
FilmBookCast.
FilmBookCast, the official podcast of FilmBook. Get ready for the latest in film news, TV show news, and theatrical reviews. FilmBook's podcast starts now.
Hello everyone, welcome to FilmBookCast, the official podcast of FilmBook. My name is Chris Banks. If you're tuning in for the first time, what I do on FilmBookCast, I discuss the latest film and TV show news. I also review an in-theater film sometimes. You can find more about FilmBookCast on film-book.com by using the search term FilmBookCast. You can also email us at podcast@film-book.com with FilmBookCast in the subject line. Let's jump right into it this week. This week in film news, according to Deadline, Channing Tatum is officially signed on to star opposite of Scarlett Johansson in an upcoming Apple film called Project Artemis. He replaces Chris Evans, who used to have the leading role. But with his upcoming film Pain Hustlers and Big Red 1, there was too many scheduling conflicts to make it happen, so Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson is now going to star in Project Artemis. It's written by Rose Gilroy and reportedly set against the space race. Plot details are kept under wraps. Keep up with news about Project Artemis, and we'll definitely talk about whenever they start filming and then release a trailer. According to Bloody Disgusting, the Babysitter star Samara Weaving has signed on officially to join the 6th installment of the Scream franchise. She's going to work with the director of Ready or Not again, and there's not many details about what the 6th installment of the Scream franchise are going to entail, but we know that the directors of the last installment will return for the 6th, and it will reportedly continue with the 4 survivors of the Ghostface killings as they leave Westboro behind and start a fresh chapter. We'll keep up with news about Scream 6 whenever they start filming and whenever they release a trailer. The last bit of film news we'll check out this week, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the live-action Lilo and Stitch has finally found its director. The movie's been in limbo for a very long time because they've been looking for a director, and finally they're going to bring in Dean Fleischer Camp as a director. He recently directed Marshall the Shell with Shoes On. According to Disney, the synopsis, Lilo is a lonely Hawaiian girl who adopts a small ugly dog who she names Stitch. Stitch would be the perfect pet if he weren't in reality a genetic experiment who has escaped from an alien planet and crash-landed on Earth. Through her love, faith, and unwavering belief in Ohana, the Hawaiian concept of family, Lilo helps unlock Stitch's heart and gives him the ability to care for someone else. We'll keep up with news about Lilo and Stitch, but exciting news for any fans of the original series. That's it for film news for this week. Mere weeks after season 1 of The Bear premiered on FX, the studio has ordered a second season of the half-hour kitchen dramedy set in the fictitious sandwich shop of the original Beef of Chicagoland. The show didn't take long to get gobbled up by critics, as it has a perfect 100% certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an 86 on Metacritic. The Bear will remain a Hulu exclusive, but there's no word yet on whether the show will be a binge model, a weekly model, or some combination of the two. We'll keep up with news about The Bear, but exciting news for any fans of the new FX show. Some more TV news from this week. According to Deadline, Solo a Star Wars star Alden Ehrenreich has been officially tapped for a key role in Marvel's upcoming Ironheart. Further details about his role are kept under wraps for now, but this marks his first TV project in nearly 2 years, after A Brave New World on Peacock. Ironheart will be led by Dominique Thorne of If Beale Street Could Talk, who'll be taking on the lead role of Riri Williams. Ironheart's written by Shanaka Hodge and directed by Sam Bailey and Angela Burns. The last bit of TV news we'll check out this week, Gavin O'Connor will turn his 2011 fight film Warrior into a 10-episode ongoing series for Lionsgate Television, which will premiere on Paramount+. O'Connor is in talks with 2 retired UFC champions, Daniel Cormier and Gina Rodriguez, to play the main combatants and culminating in mixed martial arts matches in the series. The series will be much different from the original film, and its connective tissue is MMA instead of what the original film was, which was boxing. And we'll keep up with news about Warrior's adaptation into a 10-episode series for Lionsgate and Paramount+. That's it for TV news. This week in international film news, British pop icon Lily Allen is making her TV debut, joining the star from Doctor Who, Freema Agyeman, in a comedy titled Dreamland. It's based on Sky's BAFTA-winning 2018 short of the same name. Trish is pregnant for the 3rd time with her partner, Spence, and the rest of their family. Alan plays Mel, her other sister, who makes an unexpected reappearance back in the family's lives. Exciting news for any fans of Lily Allen. In other international news, Middle East and North Africa media and entertainment giant NBC Group has announced an Arabic-language remake of the hit Danish police film The Killing. The original show, an original Danish police show, The Killing. The original Copenhagen set show, produced by Danish state broadcaster DR, sold to more than 120 territories and was nominated for multiple TV awards. Locally titled Monakaf Qatar is a remake set in Cairo. The cast features Syrian, Egypt-based star Bessel Kayat, as well as Egyptian stars Riham Abdel and Bassem Samara. Sadir Al-Musad will be the director. The series launches on July 15th in NBC's Group Shahid video-on-demand service. The last bit of international movie news we'll check out this week, it's a trailer for an upcoming film called The Elderly. It's a Spanish feature film premiering this weekend at the Montreal Fantasia International Film Festival. The film starts with Rosa committing suicide, becoming the catalyst for a progressive physical and mental deterioration of Manuel, her elderly husband. Mario, his son, decides to bring him to live with his family despite the fierce opposition of his new wife, who is expecting a baby. The family's new living situation will continue to go rapidly downhill until it literally becomes a matter of life and death, leading to a finale taking place on the hottest night of the century. Directed by Gonzalez Gomez Fernando and Cerezo Raul, The Elderly will premiere at the Montreal Fantasia International Film Festival, and you can check out the trailer for The Elderly. It's available online. Exciting film. It's a very interesting concept that they're dealing with, and I think we're going to be talking more and more about this as the future unfolds. Check out the trailer for The Elderly. That's it for international film news from this week. This week in DVD home releases is a film called Montana Story. Aaron and Cal, a brother and sister, must return home to their family's ranch in Montana to care for their sick father. The siblings are estranged from their family and must learn how to restore their relationships while facing the idea of selling their ranch to pay for their father's medical expenses. Both siblings must also face the pain that they've experienced in their childhood and make decisions that can significantly impact their family's future. The trauma they endured in childhood must be relived as they learn how to heal and learn how to care for their father as his health declines. Montana Story is now available on DVD. Black Site is now available on DVD. When a black site in the Jordanian desert known as the Citadel intakes a high-value detainee known as the Hatchet, CIA agent Abby Trent has every reason to take personal interest in his interrogations. However, things take a quick turn as Hatchet escapes his detainment and begins murdering his captors one by one. Hatchet's escape and murderous intent have far-reaching and dire consequences for the agents of the Citadel. Black Site is now available on DVD. Wolfhound is now available on DVD. During World War II in 1944, a pilot is shot down while flying over France. Landing near an airfield, he discovers that the Germans are in possession of a bomb capable of leveling the entire city. In an effort to stop Germany and the Axis from winning the war, this pilot gives himself the mission of rescuing a captured group of Allied soldiers, stop the Germans' plot, and save the world. Wolfhound is now available on DVD. That's it for home releases from this week. Paramount has just released an official trailer for Secret Headquarters, the upcoming superhero comedy starring Owen Wilson and Walker Scobell. The film will be available on Paramount Plus August 5th, and in the trailer you can see Charlie and his friends as they find out that there's a high-tech superhero lair under his dad's house. After using one of the gadgets inside the lair, a group of villains is alerted, leading them to plan to steal his dad's advanced weapons. Check out the trailer for Secret Headquarters. It'll be on Paramount Plus August 5th. Another exciting film trailer that debuted this week comes from Universal Pictures, and the title is She Said. Starring Carey Mulligan and Zoe Kazan, they played two New York Times journalists who exposed the disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein's long history of sexual misconduct. The film will debut in theaters November 18th. And check out the trailer. It follows the New York Times reporters as they really find out together that this massive story is lying out there. It's kind of crazy to see it all in hindsight. Check out the trailer for She Said. It'll be in theaters November 18th. The last movie trailer we'll talk about this week gave me chills. I'm not a big fan of heights. I'm not sure where that comes from in my life, but I just can't really do heights. I even have a tough time flying. So the trailer for Fall, an upcoming movie about best friends Becky and Hunter, where life is all about conquering fears and pushing limits. However, after they climb a 2,000 feet to the top of a remote abandoned radio tower, they find themselves stranded with no way down. And I couldn't even take some of the parts of the trailer, so check out the trailer for Fall. It's directed by Scott Mann and it'll be in theaters August 12th. This week in TV trailers, Amazon Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, the highly anticipated, very historic series from Amazon, brings the stunning world of the Middle-earth to the small screen. It gave us a first trailer this week and is premiering September 2nd. The show is set to take viewers back to an era in which great powers were forged, kingdoms rose to glory and fell to ruin. Unlikely heroes were tested, and hope hung by the finest of threads. And one of the greatest villains that's ever flowed from Tolkien's pen threatened to cover all the world in darkness. Beginning in a time of relative peace, the series follows an ensemble cast of characters both familiar and new as they confront the long-feared reemergence of the evil to Middle-earth. Check out the trailer for The Rings of Power. It'll debut on Amazon September 2nd, and the series comes at a holy crap price tag of $450 million. Check out the trailer for The Rings of Power. It'll premiere September 2nd on Amazon Prime Video. Another exciting TV trailer that debuted this week is The Handmaid's Tale Season 5. It teases a vengeful Serena willing to go to any distance to make June pay. Whether or not Serena is actually broken up about her husband's untimely death will become clearer in the 5th season when it returns this fall on Hulu. The minute-long trailer tees up all the ways in which Serena will mess with her former handmaid from distances both far and near in the upcoming season. Check out the trailer of Season 5 of The Handmaid's Tale. It'll debut on Hulu this fall. The last TV trailer we'll check out this week is an exciting trailer from Showtime. It's a present-day reimagining of the famous Paul Schrader 1980 film American Gigolo. It's a new series starring John Berthal and Rosie O'Donnell. The trailer begins with A Movie Ends, with Julian exonerated for the murder of a client. Check out the trailer for American Bigelow. It'll debut on Showtime September 9th. That's it for TV trailers. Thanks so much for checking us out this week. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of FilmBookCast. You can find more of my work on film-book.com. Just search for Chris Banks or FilmBookCast. You can also find me on Twitter at cbanksy, S-E-E Banksy. I'm also on Instagram at The Chris Banks. If you listen to this podcast on iTunes or another podcast service, please rate and review this episode. If you're listening to this podcast on our YouTube channel, FilmBook Podcast, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment in the comments section. It really helps people discover our podcast. Please also consider becoming one of our patrons on patreon.com/filmbook. Your support helps us create more engaging content. You'll find our Patreon link below in the description. If you want to tweet about this podcast, just use the hashtag FilmBookCast. Tune in next week for the next episode of the FilmBookCast. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you then.